We're at Lyons Township for an IHSA Girls Gymnastics Regional. The hosts welcome in Downers Grove Co-op, Naperville Central, and Geneseo. Central comes in off a second-place finish at the DuPage Valley Conference meet. Downers Grove Co-op has won 4 straight regional titles and was last year's runner-up at the state meet. We'll begin the evening on the vault, and first up is Red Hawk Ava Prokop. The Red Hawk Junior finishes in 10th place with a score of 8.45. Moving to another Red Hawk, and here's Anna Lazovsky. She tucks into the flip and sticks the landing well. The first-year gymnast ends in 8th place with a score of 8.75, which is good enough for an at-large spot at sectionals. Here's Dahlia Highland of Lyons Township. Her legs stay straight and the senior sticks the landing for a score of 9.1, which puts her in 4th place. The top 3 of this event all belong to Downers Grove. First up is Kaylin Landry, who performs to a score of 9.175. Moving along to Caroline Phillip, who finishes the routine well with a landing. She picks up a score of 9.25 for Downers. Finishing up the vault, Genevieve Harrion heads down the lane. Be ready to see a lot from her tonight as she begins the meet with a 9.5 on the vault, which is somehow her lowest score on the night. Harrion's teammate Emily Kuchka and Lyons gymnast Ava Hepakowski move on through at-large selections. Let's head to the uneven bars portion of the Lyons Regional, and Naperville Central's Alana Williams gets her routine started. She transfers from the lower bar to the higher bar and goes around a couple more times at the top before dismounting. Williams scores at 8.25 and will move on to sectionals with an at-large bid. Another Red Hawk attacks the bars as Lazovsky also starts from the lower bar before working up to the top. The sophomore scores at 8.275 and moves on to sectionals in her first postseason appearance. Highland of Lyons is now up on the bars, and she quickly transitions up high. After some handstands, Highland flings off the bar and gets the landing. She ends in 5th place with a score of 8.825 for the final automatic spot at sectionals. Let's see the top 2 performances from this event as Downers records the top 4 scores. Edith Condon shows off her athleticism with a great transition before finishing off the routine with the exit. She flips to a score of 9.425. Our final performance on the bars comes from Harrion of Downers Grove. She locks in for this routine, making it look easy at the top bar with the movement around the apparatus. Closing it out, she flips twice before landing to a score of 9.525. Also moving on to sectionals in this event includes Bryn Krantz, Hepakowski, and Bertucci of Lyons, in addition to Phillips of Downers. To the beam we go, and here's Hepakowski of Lyons, who starts it off with a couple of cartwheels. She jumps a couple of times before exiting and landing en route to a 5th place finish and score of 8.775. Kuchka of Downers Grove is now up on the beam and starts off her routine with a big backflip. The junior does a couple of cartwheels and rounds off her routine with a twist on the exit. She ends in 4th place with a score of 8.95. Now in the top 3, where all the scores are above a 9.3. First, it's Kaylin Landry of Downers Grove, who shows off some athleticism on the jumps. She then does a cartwheel before a terrific flip up on the beam. On the exit, Landry does her job and finishes with a score of 9.35. Here's Condon, and she starts with an acrobatic flip on the beam. After shining with some jumps, Condon shows out on the exit. She lands it to near perfection. The sophomore ends in 2nd at 9.45. Our final competitor in this event is none other than Harrion, the defending state champion on the beam. She puts in a great performance with these moves on the beam and once again earns the top spot on the night. Her exit helps the Downers gymnast to a score of 9.6. Also moving on through at-large qualification includes Phillip of Downers and Bertucci and Highlands of Lyons. Let's close out the night from the floor and start with Lazowski the Red Hawk. She puts in a great performance as we watch her go by a couple of times. She sticks every landing and finishes in 7th with a score of 8.8. It's good for an at-large spot at sectionals, along with her teammate Williams, who scored at 8.575. Now on the floor is Bertucci of Lyons, who gets the first pass to go with some height from the crowd. She goes around again, and the Lyon gymnast does a great job of closing out the night. Bertucci's score of 9.05 gets her in 5th place. Condon of Downers Grove attacks her first pass as her coach loves it and encourages her on. The Downers gymnast heads to the camera the second time around before one last pass across the floor. Condon ends the night in 2nd place with a score of 9.2. And here's our final performance of the night from Harrian of Downers. She once again puts on a show, this time from the floor, as she goes around 3 times en route to a score of 9.55. The top 10 gymnasts from the floor will all move on to sectionals. Harrian easily secures the top all-around spot with a score of 38.175. Downers Grove records a new program high score of 148.325 to win their 5th straight regional title.
I think it's just teamwork mainly. Especially today, we cheered for each other, we were loud, and so we just need to stay together and build off of each other. If someone has a bad day, we have teammates to pick us up, and we're always there to support each other. We're always doing pep talks before we go on an event. So as long as we just stay together and be a team.
I think one of our best events like this competition was floor, because we've been kind of just struggling in general. Our team is not very floor, that's not where we do the best. But I think today everyone, the hard work paid off. We've been practicing a ton, doing a bunch of cardio and everything that we need to do, and I think it really paid off today. And as a whole, I just think that all the hard work has really paid off to do as well as we did today.
I was really proud of my bars and my vault today. My bars, I just hit a really clean routine, and then my vault, I decided to throw a new skill. So I'm just really glad on both of those 2 events that I could hit a clean routine and then also just go out with a bang with a new skill.
I've never really competed in a competition like this. I've never done regional, so it was definitely different, but it kind of built up with the many competitions that I did this year. But I think overall I hit most of the events that I usually don't hit, which really helped my score overall. So I'm really proud of what I did.